30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, I'm Javicia Leslie from Batwoman in Red Death on the Flash, and you're listening to the Flash Podcast.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Flash Podcast, your podcast for all things related to CW's The Flash. Starring Grant Gustin, Barry Allen, aka The Flash. I'm your host, Andy, as always, and this wasn't planned for half of us to be gone. Bree is having internet issues. Toddy is doing some press event, but I am here by one of my other magnificent co-hosts, Lacy Bauer. Lacy, how are you doing today?
I've just absorbed everyone into the body of me. I contain all of us now.
Yes.
It's fine. I am in a great mood because I watched the Star Trek Picard series finale, and I don't know how many of you guys out there are also Trekkies, but this season has been so good, and I love all of them, and I feel really just example of a season series ender that is just so well done and great and loves its characters and loves its fans. I'm very emotional about it. So get ready for me to be mad about the Flash at any moment.
I mean, I will say in the Flash defense, they don't have Paramount Plus money, and
they don't have Patrick Stewart either, and that
they don't
also
have,
that helps.
I mean, listen, Grant Gustin he's great and all, but it's also we only have one Patrick Stewart in the world, so yeah, no, I know there's been a lot of thoughts over the last few weeks. I know the synopsis has come out, and some people are having various feelings about it, which I totally understand. But this is our final special edition episode, because after next week, and actually I've done this to make it convenient for everyone. So if you look in the video description, or if you look on the DC Podcast YouTube channel, I have now gone ahead and scheduled all the upcoming recordings for the Flash Podcast, and I'm going to be adding links to each upcoming episode in every episode blog post. So that way, you guys don't have to wait for us when we have to put up the StreamYard events and so on. Kenneth Carly, I will let you know very, very soon. Don't worry. But so that way, we have all the final 5 episodes lined up for season 9, and that way, once you're done watching this one, we will be jumping on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So because now we have all the dates. We have all the dates for when the final 5 episodes airs. And so, yeah, it's going to be weird. Yeah, it's going to be again, because this is the final special edition. And then after we do season 9, we're abandoning the season structure altogether. So I don't know. I guess we'll be at episode, once we come back after season 9, we'll be at Flash Podcast episode 340 something. I don't know. I don't do math. Yeah. So
a lot. That's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers. Although in SEO purposes, it saves me a little bit of space when I don't have to put in special, season 9 episode something, and then now it can just be a Flash Podcast issue 355 or something, and then a title. So it will be easy for me putting out these episodes,
which is, as we know, what truly matters.
I mean, listen, I've done this for 10 years. I've done this since December 2013. So it's like I said on a stream before, it's been 10 long ass years. But it's
crazy when you say it like that.
I mean, because I was just very ambitious. I get overly ambitious and started early. Like, could you imagine if the show had not happened? Like all the time I invested in, like like we get, we do all the season 0, and then CW is like, no, we're not picking it up. I'm like, oh,
That would have been really rude.
that would have been so rude. Kind of like what the CW is becoming right now, where like we don't know what's happening with the rest of the shows for the next season. Um, there's supposed to be some event on April 25th for the CW, and then there's of course obviously the upfronts, but like
Wait, is the thing on the 25th not their upfront?
that's what's very unclear, because I think it's taking place in New York too, which is where the upfronts usually take place. But it's I mean, let me see, what do I get when I search for CW upfront 2023? 3 days ago, the CW won't hold the CW to exit upfront week presentations will instead host press event.
Oh, well, that kind of makes sense because, well, it doesn't make sense because I just think it's really weird that every network is now doing it in weird places. But I got a press release email the other day with a bunch of stuff from, I guess AMC did theirs like earlier this week, which is crazy early in my opinion.
Wait,
but
this week?
Yeah, they did, because they had a whole, I would look, yeah, this was on 2 days ago. So like Tuesday, I guess. It was on Tuesday, and they did a whole bunch of stuff with like their, I don't even know how many Walking Dead shows there are right now, but there are multiple Walking Dead shows. And something about those, and something about, I guess they're still expanding their like Anne Rice universe. Yeah, they did a whole thing in New York because they sent me pictures of the admittedly very good looking cast of The Walking Dead doing stuff. They are lookers. We'll give them that, even though I stopped watching that show a long time ago. They're very attractive. I watch TV for the right reasons, guys.
Well, this is weird, yeah, because if they're getting rid of the upfront, if they're leaving upfronts altogether and just doing,
yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Like I thought the whole point was that everybody sort of went together, but I guess now like anything goes. I don't know. So it could, so that 25th, that April 25th thing could be their upfront.
Well, also a lot of shows are coming back next week. Superman Lois is coming back next week. Gotham Knights, The Flash. So like this could be a way to, like, if they're announcing any. I mean, because the thing is, I don't know if they're gonna announce renewals the way they have done before. Because again, like Flash hasn't even, Superman Lois hasn't even finished airing season 3 yet. Gotham Knights season 1 hasn't even finished airing yet. There's other shows that hasn't finished their runs yet. So I wonder if I don't know how this is gonna work. I've heard various things that I'm not going to share, but I'm just curious about like what Nixer is thinking here. So, but enough about if they're thinking at all. But enough about Nixer, because we're here to talk to you guys. So here's how we're gonna work. In a few,
excited for this.
Yes, because we never. I don't know how we never did this in 9 years, but you know what? For this being the final special edition, why not? So we're gonna do a call-in show where you guys get a chance to come on the Flash podcast and chat a little with us about what you think about season 9 so far, what you're hoping to see, what you're gonna miss about the show, and we're gonna do one guest at a time, because we don't want to, if we have too many people on the same time, because the thing is that we don't know. For you guys, we never heard most of you guys, like, verbally. So there's rules coming with that. So first of all, the link to the call-in show will be released momentarily. I will pin it in the comments. But when you log on, we want you to list your Twitter handle, so we know if you're a regular listener of the podcast, because we can tell, like, because some of you guys we've seen for years, some of you guys saw come in like a few seasons ago and so on. And also, like, while we want to hear everyone's perspective on the Flash, remember, let's keep the conversation civilized. So no cussing, no attacking anyone who works on the show, actors, producers, writers, or anything. Again, we can be critical, but we should be respectful about it. So and I think we will let you guys come on for at least like 5 minutes each, and then we will see kind of how it goes, depending on how many people we have lined up. Because we're gonna probably try to stick this to just 1 hour verbatim. We've gone out for like 10 minutes to 15 minutes at least. So the link will be coming in shortly, and also it's let's see. Well, it says the message was too long, so and also, guys, it's totally up to you if you want to be on camera or not. You don't have to. If you just want to have your voice on, that's perfectly fine. But of course, don't show anything insane. Like be clothed, be dressed. Don't be out in the woods with bad internet reception or something. The link has been.
These are all things I had not considered.
It's all good. So the link has been posted. We will see who our first caller will be.
No, I feel like Kenny Crayley has been waiting for this moment all night. So will he be first in out of the gate? Who could say? I am also willing to talk about the Picard finale. Like, I am very in my feelings about it. I just feel like
has it even aired yet?
Yes, it dropped today.
Oh, I thought it was a Friday show.
No, but it's a Thursday. I don't know. Paramount Plus loves to drop its shows on Thursdays, which I guess is fine because like now that Disney's dropping all of its stuff on like Wednesdays and Fridays, it's like a good gap. I don't know. I don't know who makes these decisions.
I remember when we had to have like a Marvel show and a Disney show all on Wednesdays. That was exhausting.
I was not really feeling this season of The Mandalorian. So there's something else we can all complain about if need be. I'm just going to talk about like random things until somebody actually like tries to talk to us. So
you're getting a 404 error. Hold on. Let me try this again.
What show should Lacy give you her opinions on?
On the Flash podcast.
On the Flash podcast. The Flash hasn't been on in like 2 weeks, so I don't have any opinions on Flash right now.
Okay.
Other than justice for Caitlin, as always.
Oh my god. Are you guys
gonna start talking about the stuff I didn't like about? Okay.
We have our first guest. Well, I know this one. This guy has been following us for years. So, welcome Kenny to the Flash podcast. Hi, how are you doing today?
I told you you'd be number one.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh. Hold on.
Yeah, Streamer will do this.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe thumbs up. Maybe do a thumbs up. There you go. Sweet.
Okay,
we're all
cool.
good. I'm also doing it, but my camera's not on. So
how are you? Oh, look, he's ready. He's ready with. Wait a minute. Wow! I did not know that the score. I didn't know that the score existed on CD. I was like everything on Spotify now. So Kenny, welcome to the Flash podcast.
Yes.
Hey
guys.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's been
I have been a huge fan of DC TV and the Flash since Smallville. So I'm an OG. 23 years OG. So I've been a DC TV fan 23 years. And even longer going back to some of the older DC TV shows like Adventures of Superman, Wonder Woman, the OG Flash with John and Wesley Shipp.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about season 9 so far? Are the feelings starting to come?
I think it's getting better. I won't say it's all the way there quite yet, but man, I can't wait to see Oliver, Green Arrow come back. Man, I miss Oliver.
Well, you'll definitely be happy. You'll definitely be happy next week.
Yeah.
I'm here to support this Oliver Queen love.
Yeah.
Yes, because you're always lonely, Lacy, about it. It's not like I haven't said good things about Oliver in past seasons.
My job in this show is to be the Arrow stan.
I have the series.
Oh my god, he has more seasons than I do. I haven't bought anything since season 4.
Season 2, I love Flash season 2. That moment where Iris saves Barry gets him out of the Speed Force episode. Yes. What an iconic moment from that.
Hell yeah.
And then Steelbook released for season 3.
Whoa! I've never seen this.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
okay, that one is really cool looking.
I've never seen that.
Season 4. Season 4 with the Thinker. I like the first episode and the last episode. Season 5, of course, with Nora Allen.
There you go.
Season 6. I thought the first half was good, but the second half. And season 7. There's a couple of good episodes in season 7. Episode 3, when he gets his powers back, that was a pretty cool episode. And I don't have season 8. Trust me, guys, it's coming. But there's a big thing coming next month, and that is the 4K set of the Christopher Reeve Superman film.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that. That's good. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope they will. Hopefully, they will put them up on HBO Max or Max, as they're going to start calling it soon.
Yeah, and also next month, the Matt Fleischer Superman cartoon series is coming out. The 40s Superman show.
Oh wow! I've only seen like a few episodes of that when I was a kid, so I'll have to check that out when it comes out. But
I would have killed for a cartoon series back in the day of The Flash.
You know, it's strange that for about 10 years the Cartoon Network never even tried to do a Flash animated show like while the CW show was going on because
you know, I mean you had the DCAU with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and of course Wally West Flash played by Michael Rosenbaum. Listen to Tocqueville. That's a great podcast. Him and Tom Welling. Perfection. Although they said they didn't like the last episode of Smallville they reviewed, so I mean they can be critical of their own show, but it's all fun.
It's probably just weird for them to see themselves as like, you know, like in their mid-20s or whatever age they were. So
listen to myself on the show. So I get it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what, like, how are you feeling about the final season? Are you feeling like it's going to a good place? What do you want to see?
I think it's going to a great place. And the question is, at the end of this, and we don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but at the end of the season, how does Barry get lost in time? Does he run so fast that he gets lost, or is it due to a multiverse thing?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty happy ending because, we know Grant talked about it recently in an interview where he, there's at least a happy ending. But here's the thing: who knows? Maybe in 10 years from now, Barry will get lost in time, and you know he will have to find his way back. You know, but we won't have to wait long. It's only 5 more weeks.
Yes, and speaking of The Flash, of course, we also have the Flash movie coming out in June.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that. Now, I haven't been the biggest fan of Ezra Miller as the Flash. I mean, he's more Wally West to me than Barry Allen.
A lot of people say that. Yeah, it's kind of a big combination of the two.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. I just rewatched Batman today, and he's my favorite Batman. And of course, we're going to see a new Supergirl in the movie, Sasha Calle. You know, I've seen some episodes that she did of Young and Restless, and she's a pretty great actress. And from the sound of her voice, she sounds to me like a younger Melissa.
I just realized, wait, Lacy, didn't you watch Young and Restless?
Yeah, that was my grandma's jam. That was her stories. Although I haven't watched it regularly in probably several decades, but I feel like I could pick it back up really quickly because that show, nothing changes on that show. It's still the same people on it that have been on it for, like, Eric Braeden is immortal, apparently. Victor Newman from Edinburgh.
Yeah, and I watch TV shows from a lot of sort of different networks. I watch shows from CW, CBS, Fox, ABC. Those CBS cop dramas are really, really good aged. He's never, and I always like the table scenes with the Reagans at the end where they talk about.
I have no idea who they are, sadly, but I will take your word for it. Kenny, before we let you go, is there one thing in particular you're looking forward to in these final 5 episodes before the show ends?
Well, I hope Barry and Iris get a happy ending. Now, I know it's not going to happen, but I would have loved to see one more team up with Barry and Kara, because that's my favorite friendship from the Flash is Barry and Kara's friendship, and I love their team up in Supergirl season 1. That to me, I rewatched that recently, and the way Barry gives advice to Kara, because she was going through some troubles. Because remember, the few episodes before, she had the red kryptonite.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good episode.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Barry team up with Superman from Earth Prime, but of course, I'm not going to get that, or even the Superman from the Superman and Lois show. I would have loved to see that.
Well, there will definitely be some nice team ups next week, so you can look forward to that. There's a lot of Olivers, so you can look forward to that. But Kenny, it was so nice to meet you and finally speak to you after all these years, and always sort of supporting the Flash podcast and all the DC TV podcasts we have. So we will see you in the chat in the coming weeks, and right. Take care of yourself, okay?
All right, I'll see you guys in a Flash.
In a Flash. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So now we're gonna. I just saw she's here. I've been waiting for maybe I don't know when the joke started, but I've been waiting for ever since this joke came up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to welcome new Rachel.
Hi.
New Rachel.
Oh my. So there you go. See. I'm the one who didn't even get dressed up for Flash stuff today. So, but it's so nice to finally put a face to the person who's been typing for all these years. How are you?
Good.
What are your Flash thoughts? How is season 9 for you?
I am watching the Flash in the Legends of Tomorrow podcast kind of way, in that I am listening to the podcast, but not watching the show.
That's fair.
I hope we're doing
I would love for you to tell me what you think is happening on the show, currently. Based on what we talked about.
Yeah, I know that Caitlin has died and been replaced with somebody named Keone, who I don't know what her deal is.
Neither do we.
People have complained about Iris going missing a lot, or like disappearing at random point. Like she's not getting a lot of screen time. I think that might have been a problem last season. I don't know.
It was worse last year because she had a time sickness, but this season, what I think people are complaining about which I understand, is that there's been interludes after the Grand Theft story. So in episode 6, she and Barry were in it for 1 minute, and then in episode 7 she got trapped in a dreamscape with Nia. And episode 8, Barry and I were trapped together, so there were things there.
Yeah, I remember. I think the premiere had them in a time loop.
Yeah, they get trapped and stuff a lot.
Yeah. But so you're living through us when it comes to season 9.
Living vicariously.
I hope we're doing a good job. Toddy caps they're iconic. So I'm sure. Are you going to tune in to the final episodes?
Probably. Yeah.
No, I mean when I say tune in, actually watch it on TV.
Oh.
It is the end of
I'll probably watch it on the CW website.
That's fair.
Because I feel like it's not even just the end of the Flash. It really feels like the end of sort of the Arrowverse and everything. I don't know what everything is going to look like after this. So we'll all do some shots.
DC on Max.
Yep.
I don't even want to talk about how dumb them changing their name to Max.
I know it's a dumb name.
I don't understand that. Yeah.
Lacy, look what she has she has a Krypton post in the background.
Oh, we love Krypton.
Yeah. I love that show. I definitely watched that show both of its seasons.
Yeah, that's how Lacy got started on this network. She hosted the Krypton podcast.
They've gone too soon.
Whenever James Gunn's DC Universe introduces Brainiac, I hope they take inspiration from that design because it's so good. Blake Ritson did such a great job.
I agree. I mean, I'm also hoping for Cameron Cuff, who played Segel, to play Superman.
He could be the Superman in the universe with Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like, that would be cool.
I would be so about that. That would be amazing. That would kind of fit to me. They have similar vibes.
Yeah.
Or at least like the Robert Pattinson Batman and Cameron have similar vibes. I don't know about Robert Pattinson.
You mean that because they're both British?
Well, no, but that does work. British people taking over.
I don't mind it.
I hate it. Back to Patrick Stewart.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say, Rachel? I have to ask, like, is there, based on what you're hearing about this final season, is there something that you're hoping will happen within these 5 final episodes that you're kind of like, I don't know if it will get it, but like that you're hoping will happen?
That's a good question. Yeah. I think I would echo what Kenny said about wishing that Barry and Kara had teamed up again, but I don't think that would happen. But I just hope everybody gets their happy endings.
You hear it, Eric? They want happy endings. So, that's because I know he sometimes listens. So, but like,
he's gone on in many interviews about how much he loves rom-coms. So I think we're okay. I think we're gonna be okay for the most part. I'm still worried about my girl, but no one else seems to care that she's dead, so it's fine.
I mean, it's not like we haven't talked about the fact that
how many doppelgangers have been on the show?
Exactly. Well, so this is because I know you haven't seen this. So the way, I wish we were joking, but this is literally how it plays out. So eventually in episode 2 of this season, they make the decision of, are we going to bring back Caitlin, or are we going to, but in order to bring back Caitlin, we have to sacrifice Keon, or are we going to let Caitlin stay dead so that Keon can remain? And they literally have a voting session.
Like they just go around in a circle and everybody votes like who gets to die. It's super. It's dark.
But no, Rachel, we're not even done yet. Okay, can you hear us now?
What do I do?
Can you hear us? Hold on.
We're doing it live, guys. This is what happens.
We will do it live. Heck, we will do it live. Go to setting. Oh, we lost
bye, Rachel.
Well, let's give her a minute. Maybe she will come back soon. Yeah, guys. So for people if you guys haven't used StreamYard before, go when you come on, you can select your settings to which like headphones you want to use or what microphone you want to use. It could be that maybe sometimes streaming they will auto select for you. So we will give her a minute or two. If we don't hear, let's see. There we go. I think she's back. Can you hear us now?
Back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I also have these books.
Lacy, have you ever seen them? Lacy, you're muted.
I'm back now. Sorry, I hit something and then my screen went away, so I did not see what them is.
Yeah, can you show the books again, Rachel?
Yeah.
Now these are the books that were
definitely. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I recommend them and the Crossover Crisis trilogy that this author Barry Laga also wrote. Like they're very they can do a lot of stuff that the I think the TV shows can't. Like they're very comic booky and they don't have as much CW relationship drama. Like they have they're so much fun and I love them so much.
The point
especially
of the CW.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
Those books they take place in like
they're in the universe where Barry didn't do Flashpoint.
Where he basically
that's
didn't.
A selling point. Like and
so
they connect to that in the crossover book. Like they present that as a plot point, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I've heard about these books. I've just, because I just never get time to read properly. I mean, I probably should read more than I do, but like, unless they don't have pictures, I'm just kind of like, I will try to read them at some point.
Yeah,
But
right now I'm reading this. It's called Superman: The Unauthorized Biography. This also wrote a really good book about Batman that I would also recommend.
Oh, kind of like these like young adult novels almost.
No, it's a nonfiction book. It's about the history of the character and the publishing and like everything that like adaptations that never happened and stuff. And it's really good.
All right. Well, I hate to cut this short, but we want to make sure we get the next person in here. But like, is there anything else you want to say about the Flash before its end? If anything you want to share.
Not really. Just that I would like to catch up at some point, and I also loved the World's Finest team up with him and Supergirl. I watched the Supergirl radio episode on that earlier this week, and I was reminded of how much I love those two.
Oh yeah,
and how immediately I fell for like Barry as a character because of that.
Oh, so you got introduced to the Flash TV show through Supergirl?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Well, how about that? Yeah. That's marketing worked. That's probably what CW were hoping for. They tried to bring more people from the Flash.
Yeah.
So, but Rachel, new Rachel, it's been such a blast having you in the. I know I've seen you support like all the shows, and I've seen you in the chat everywhere. I always appreciate your engagement with us. So it's nice to finally get to meet you after all these years.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll do a good job recapping these next episodes for you, so that you can live through the season 9 through us.
At least fast forward through the bad bits.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Rachel, and take care. And we will see you in the chat.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.
Yep. You too.
Bye. All right. So I just went ahead and looked, and we have heard from this guy before. So I'm gonna welcome Mr. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Arusha? Is that how you say your name?
Hi.
Hi. Did I say it right?
Arusha, yeah.
Arusha. I was looking for your email, because I can't find her handle, but I can find. But then I looked in the Flash Pocket's email. I'm like, oh, we've heard from Arusha. Yeah. So welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Well, I'm a little bit tired because I came from work, but I said I had to make sure and come on here because you wouldn't believe how fun it has been to be listening to you guys for the past. Yeah, especially how chaotic it could be between when all 4 of you are on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think
we're very professional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, though it's very well orchestrated. So I give you all that because I tend to listen to you all even on reruns. Like when I exercise, like I know like how normally persons will listen to music. I listen to your podcasts while I'm walking and exercising. And then sometimes I just have to rewind it because sometimes I miss some of the jokes that each of you all throw at each other. And with all the dramatic with Andy walking off and all kind of thing with Cecile and stuff.
I remain seated every recording. This must be a different Flash podcast or something. I don't know.
Might be a different timeline. Probably.
Another timeline where Lacy and I would, because the one episode Lacy and I will never agree on is episode 16 from last season.
Oh yes. I mean, I'm sure there's others, but that's probably the most recent one.
I mean, that's the one where we got most heat at, I think. Like the one that keeps coming up. But are we allowed to ask, like, where are you? Like, where are you from?
Okay, well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Fabulous.
From the Caribbean. So it is amazing that we could, like, people from around the world could actually interact and find common ground. Despite all the stuff despite all what's going on in the world, look, I wouldn't have believed that you all would have accepted me to come on live to talk with you all. Yeah,
Of
right.
course.
So
Listen, we want to
and
hear from all Flash podcast listeners, no matter where they're from, so.
I'm actually repping. I think of why when you were doing a live,
Mhm.
I said that I do designs on jerseys. So I decided to do some in honor of Flash, in particularly West Allen. So I
Oh,
believe
That's
so I end up making a
awesome.
West Allen endgame jersey. I have other ones for Iris alone, and even currently working on a Flash one to include all their names to spell out from each character in the word Flash. So I'm
oh, that's
currently
sweet.
working on that. But to be honest, I don't know how I will feel when the show comes to an end. Each day
I
it's
know.
coming closer, and I'm dreading it. So
How are you feeling about season 9?
to
How do you think it's going so far?
to be honest, they started off strong. And I can feel your Lacy in particular. I can feel your frustration with Caitlin's character with Keone,
Poor thing.
because because I it is sad to see over the years that you would have seen that the fandom was split down in half with regards to who Barry would have ended up with regarding either Iris or Caitlin. And I admire them both. They both bring strong qualities to the team, Iris as well as Caitlin. And it is sad to see that the writers took this route right now to remove Caitlin because they already had removed Killer Frost and people became attached to her. You remove Caitlin now, and to be honest, I'm not feeling any sense of attachment to Keone. It's not that I hate the character, but to see the synopsis of episode 11 of the ninth season, Keone is now figuring out what she can and cannot do. That doesn't make sense to me because
Mhm.
to have 11 episodes into your final season out of 13 and one of your supposedly core characters still don't know who they are. I really want to see what they're going to do with her because I believe each character, even Cecile, deserves deserves a happy ending. But I will say I'm loving the West Island moments. I'm seeing that they are trying to attempt to bring them together despite having them apart since season 6. But to be honest, they are in the same predicaments always. Like, for example, the last episode being they're stuck in somewhat of a time loop that is similar to episode 1. To be honest, it is good, but there could have been room for improvement.
That's fair. That's fair. What are you looking forward to in these final episodes?
I am looking forward to seeing how they incorporate Oliver being back, as well as Wally, and even to see the final interactions with them, and just like to talk about with new Rachel and the person before me. I would have loved to see him have one final interaction with Kara, but
I agree.
unfortunately, with scheduling and with funds and stuff, it couldn't make it happen. But it's going to be an end of an era, and I don't know how I will move past this because this is technically my safe show to watch, even when it's on hiatus. I tend to binge and rewatch old episodes. My whole Twitter feed does be strictly Flash stuff. So, and and to know how obsessed I am, I even got my mom to start watching Flash, and I knew how to catch her in
There you
season two
go.
in season 2 in particular, right when they started to go to Earth 2. She was intrigued by how each actor got a new version of their character. So right now we are currently on season 4. So I am technically rewatching the show while waiting for the show to come back. And I'm
There you
just
go.
seeing I can't believe that the show is coming to an end. I it it's close to 9 years. When this now started, I was about probably 17, 16, 17. Now I'm 26. So that is a huge chunk of my young adult life. And it has molded me into the person that I am today because they tend to, like, for example, with regards to the female characters in particular, it shows that despite if you don't have a scientific background like Caitlin, you could be like Iris if you want to be more of a kind of people's own person that you can relate to persons. And it even shows the difference in personalities of how they relate to one another. They show the weaknesses of each character and the strengths and the importance that each character poses in society. So I feel
Well,
like I have been
I think
talking
that's
so much
great.
and I'm not hearing
No,
from
no,
you
no,
all.
no, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
sorry.
no, no. I know. I listen. For me, that's what Barry is for me. He's someone that I look up to. He's, because I started watching the show when I was in my 20s. I'm turning 30 years old at the end of this year, and
Mhm.
so I grew up with the show. My 20s were done through the show. So no, I get it. It's for as much as we complain or whatever and so on, like it's gonna be weird next fall year. I'm like, we don't have
Yeah.
to, like, we don't have to record anything. We don't have any, I mean, again, we're not leaving the podcast, but it's like we're not gonna have, like, we're not gonna live to any more episodes. We're not gonna have any more of this or this or that. So
None of the Tatiana recap anything. Those things are
I
golden.
mean, I'm sure we will find a new show we can get her to recap. Because here's the thing: if we get to start watching K dramas with her, she will recap everything that happens in every episode. So it's
That
like,
that is her superpower, to be able
that
to
is
plug a K drama in no matter what scenario
Any
she could
situation.
get, any situation.
like she will go, like, like what would happen to Iris. It's kind of like that one thing that happened sort of in 5 seasons ago on this one show I watched for this one character that is not related to the show at all. Like the kind of pattern she will circle around is just really hilarious. So yeah, we will. I mean, we will find a way. Maybe she will just recap Flash podcast episodes. So we
I,
will we will
that
we will
I
see.
wouldn't even mind that, because I'm sure that there are a lot of stuff that we possibly could have missed. And even when the show ends, you'll be able to have like one whole continuity to know everything. Like all the pieces will finally be put into place. Hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. Like
hopefully, one can
Lacy.
hope.
Yeah, one can hope. Lacy, do you know when you're gonna do a rewatch?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know. Well, I feel like it might be more. At least once it's over, we'll know which parts to skip. Like, because let me tell you, like, I'm never
Especially
watching this.
the forces.
Never watching the Forces again. Never watching Cicada again. Like, there's just stuff that we're just gonna move right on past that.
That's fair. I'm never watching Time Sickness ever again.
That's also fair. I mean, that's also Forces, basically. So the Forces are terrible, is what we've taken away from this.
Yeah. Well, Arusha, any final words before we let you go?
Well, I would like to thank you all for allowing me to come on the stream. It has been fun.
Thank
It
you.
has been
It was
fun
nice
to
to meet
actually
you.
show. Likewise, it has been fun to chat with you all, and it feels like, even though I normally don't do these things, but from listening to you all for the past over the years, it feels like, even though that I wasn't a part of the conversations with you all during each episode, I felt like I was there, and it's just so
Oh.
easy just to converse with you all, because I could just go rambling on and on. It has so much things that you could have critique about the show, but also things that we adore. But I am glad that I know that no matter where you go in the world, once you meet people with similar interests to you, it doesn't matter where you come from, your background, anything, religion, orientation, anything. It doesn't regard. Once you have love for a show in particular, you can find common ground and actually be civil.
Amen. I mean, that's what we try to do for 10 years. We always make sure that we can have a great community where we can all, even if someone ships this character, if someone likes this villain better, or if someone likes this storyline better, we should still able to come together, talk as a community. And so, because that's what we always strive for. So, and so thank you for your support. Thank you for always tuning in and all the emails, and always feeling that you're part of the conversation, because that's our goal. We want to make sure people do feel part of about talking about the show. So, but it was nice to meet you. Hopefully, we'll see you in the chat for the final 5 episodes starting next
Yes,
week.
yes, you will.
And hopefully, your mom will be catch up to the show sooner rather than
Hopefully,
later.
I don't know how I'm going to explain the forces to her though.
Just, don't-
I'm
just say
dreading
just watch. Just
that
watch.
story.
Just watch. There's no.
Nobody. I don't think the people that made that storyline could explain the forces. So I think
I
you'll
don't
be
think so
okay.
either. All right, Arusha, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you in the chat.
No problem. Bye.
Let's see. What's going on now? I'm gonna put the StreamYard link again in the chat for if someone wants to come on. I guess we could try and. Oh no! Did I lose Lacy? I think I lost Lacy. Hopefully he'll come back soon. Yeah, guys. So we're gonna still be around for like another 20-30 minutes still. So if you wanna come on, what happened to you, girl?
I think I hit like refresh and it refreshed the page this window was in, and I said a bad word, so it was probably a good thing that I wasn't here.
It's fine. So I said we were gonna probably be around for like another 20-30 minutes or so. But I guess like while we wait for another caller, you and I we've seen episode 9.
Oh yeah, who wants some dish?
Yeah, we can't give any spoilers. We've been given very strict disclaimers and DNRs.
I will tell you guys, it's great.
It is great.
It's great. I was very happy with it.
How was it seeing?
It gave me a lot of feels.
How did you feel about seeing Stephen Amell and Kenan Lonsdale back one last time?
It made me really happy. You know, I love Oliver. The suit still looks great, in case anybody had shallow concerns about any of that. We didn't get any, I can't confirm the salmon letter, but there were some nice references to previous characters from Arrow who are not part of this episode, but who are mentioned, and it's lovely.
How was it seeing Bloodwork again?
Well, okay. Bloodwork was never like a favorite villain of mine, even though I love Sindel Ramamurthy. Like, he's great. Also, we watched a screener that didn't have the visual effects
finished. Was so weird.
So I feel like I need to watch it again on real TV because it has to look cooler than I think it did. It's just really I'm sure the effects look great, but the version that I saw, the effects were not finished. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Bloodwork. Although there are some nice horror-y style elements to this episode that are really cool.
It is, yeah. It's very much like if this season had aired during like the fall, or if this episode had crossed into the fall, this would have been a really good Halloween episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Also, this is an episode that I want to say, I think this is the 5th episode, directed by Caitlin Snow herself, Miss Danielle Panabaker, and she is incredibly talented. She does a great job with it.
And Lacy and I, we both spoke to her earlier this week, so our interview will be on the Flash podcast. Lacy's interview will be up on Nano Geek next week. So it was great. I'm happy she got to do this one, and she got to do this.
I know it feels really good that somebody did this one that has such a history with the franchise. It felt really like labor of love-ish, I think. At least that's how it came across to me.
It feels very much like, that this is an episode for fans, for people who love Wally, people who love Stephen Amell. I think Bloodwork gets a very nice I think it's a good finale to Bloodwork because of what they did in the Earth Prime comic. And
I've always Barry and Oliver's relationship has always been one of my favorite things about this. I started to say show, but it covers more than the show of this universe. I love love Steven and Grant together. I love Barry and Oliver together. Like there's some really good stuff with that.
Yeah, this
they're
is kind
so
of
good.
This was what I was kind of hoping for when in season 6, like before Crisis, that they would have gotten like an episode like this just for themselves, either on Arrow or on The Flash. And so even though we didn't get it in season 6 before Crisis, I'm glad we got it now, because I think that it without giving any spoilers, I mean, your heartstrings will be pulled. No, not just pulled, they will be dragged, because it's like it's very emotional seeing them back together. I'm looking forward to seeing with the final effects and everything. Yeah, I think you guys have a lot to look forward to on Wednesday, and then we're starting. Like this episode doesn't really start the final graphic novel. But it kind of sets. If you read between the lines, I think you can say that this kind of sets them up on the path where, like, okay, we're getting ready for the end now, and it seems like we're getting a 4-parter for the final storyline. It's called A New World. We know we have part 1 and part 2 for episode 10 and 11. So I'm guessing 12 and 13 are going to be called part 3 and part 4. So A New World, like with the, Lacy, there's things I know that I'm not allowed to talk about. So what do you think this title means?
I think it probably has something to do with something I shouldn't say because it's in an episode people haven't seen yet. But I don't know. It could just be like the new. I don't know. It feels like it's for all of us. Like it's a new world after it's over. But I think it's probably has something to do with that thing I can't say because it's in an episode people haven't seen yet. I'm sorry. I hate being that person. I hate when I read tweets from that. I hate when I read tweets from that person that's like, oh, a thing is going to happen and it's going to be so incredible, but I can't tell you what it is because you haven't seen it. Like, I don't want to be that person, so I'm trying not to be that person. But I do think it's something that I shouldn't tell you because it will be better if you go into it blind.
Yep, I get what you mean. Let's see. Not so many more callers coming on. So,
telling you we could talk about Picard, guys. In my feels about it. I'm sorry. I'm like,
okay, go ahead. Talk about Picard if you want to talk about Picard.
No, it's so good though. I love it. I love like just the respect that it treats its like legacy characters with, that it recognizes that it's the relationships between these, like the actual plot of the finale is kind of like whatever. I don't even know that I could fully explain what happened, but I don't care because the episode gets right the character stuff and the relationships between them. And I'm like, that's why people watch shows. Nobody cares about the like secret solution to how you defeated the bad guy. They care about these people that they've watched for all this time. And they love them and they love that they love each other. And it's just like really, I'm very emotional about it. It's just so good. Don't watch season 1 or season 2 of Picard, people. They're both garbage, but season 3 is pretty much fantastic. Just perfect. Great fan service.
Well, we do have another caller. So
I saw people were like, let me get on this to stop her talking about freaking Picard.
I didn't say anything in the comments, so it's on me. But we're gonna welcome I've seen this guy in our followers list before. So the stranger, hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Hi, I like your secret style avatar as someone else who is too lazy to turn her camera on.
So, how are you feeling about season 9 so far, stranger?
I enjoyed the first episode, and
I'm sorry, I was gonna let you finish, but that just sounded like so definitive. Like you were like, "Well, the first episode was fine."
Yeah. The Red Death arc was a letdown for me. I thought it was underwhelming, to say the least.
Fair enough. And I don't know how you've been feeling.
I've said this before, but I think they should have spent more time on that instead of just having her lurking in the background for like 3 episodes. But Womp.
No. Well, I saw a cool theory that what if the Ryan from that? What if Red Death was the Ryan from the reverse Flashpoint timeline? And I thought that would have made a lot more sense of why she would be mad at Barry.
Oh, reverse Flashpoint. That was.
I was like, wait. So I'm sitting here and being like, which one was it? Reverse Flashpoint was
Armageddon.
Iris, right?
Yeah, in Armageddon. Yeah.
Okay, that would track because she was really pissed at Barry.
That was yeah, oh good lord, and like because I didn't know there were this like segment of fans who had always been shipping like Westfawn or whatever they called it. I'm like, oh,
people literally ship everything. Almost all of my ships are things that like literally would never have any chance of happening on screen, and that's the way I like it because it usually means the fanfic is better.
Yeah,
there you go. Stranger, what are you looking forward to in these final 5 episodes?
Cobalt Blue.
Is he gonna be on the show? I don't know. I know Rick Cosnet is back. I know he's very pretty, and you know he's doing something on the show. Clearly,
yeah.
So you're looking forward to this one character you're talking about. Yeah. Are you excited for the big the Stephen Amell episode that's coming up?
Yes, I am. I was so thrilled when they announced that he was coming back because, like, they're the Batman and Superman of the Arrowverse. So,
yeah,
the fact that they're reuniting is awesome.
Are you looking forward to seeing Wally as well?
Yes, I love Wally West. I prefer him over Barry.
So people have told me over the years. Well, hopefully, maybe Wally gets to be the next Flash in the DC Universe James Gunn franchise. But what else would you like to talk about? What else would you like to talk about when it comes to the Flash?
We could talk about Picard.
Let's ask him. Do you watch Picard?
No, I'm not.
There you go, Lacy. He doesn't want to talk about Picard because he doesn't watch it.
Fine, ruin my fun.
What do you mean ruin? Like, it's not our fault that we don't have time to watch everything. So,
isn't it though? Isn't it?
Lacy, I barely get time.
I know.
To game anymore.
TV is vast.
There's too much going on right now. So, but Stranger, anything you want to say before we let you go? Anything you want to say about the podcast, about season 9 of The Flash, or would you?
How you feel about an ending? Do you even feel like for me? I know it hasn't even really hit me yet that it's ending, and I don't know how I feel about it.
It's a little nostalgic for me because the Flash TV show got me into the larger DC universe. So,
that's great.
Yeah. So it's kind of like an end of an era for me.
Well, hopefully, as we say goodbye to one DC world, hopefully there will be still more DC.
Another rises.
Another rises that we will be able to enjoy together. But Stranger, thank you so much for coming on. Finally, nice to put a voice to the name, because I've seen you in the chat, I've seen you on Endless Multiverse as well. So, yeah, I hear you, and I appreciate all the support over the years. So hopefully we'll see you in the chat for the final 5 episodes. Hopefully you get, hopefully the show moves up a bit for you, because I totally get it. Everyone has mixed feelings. I totally hear you. But take care of yourself, and I will see you in the chat.
Yeah.
Bye, Stranger. So what else do you want to talk about Picard?
All of the cast looks incredible. They're all like in their 60s and 70s, and they have aged wonderfully. I will say that. All right, what do you pick something? You don't watch Picard, so me gushing it, it's only going to be like but so exciting for you. We could talk. Oh, our favorite Star Trek captain is coming back in like 2 months. Strange New Worlds, June 15th. Anson Mount.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't like. You have to tell me like actor name and something. I don't like these titles. Don't mean anything.
Anson Mount's show is coming back on June 15th. So, hooray!
What am I watching right now? What am I watching right now that is not PC related? What am I? Well, I just started rewatching Shameless again because that's like my comfort show. Because Galovich for all the way.
I am loving this season of Yellow Jackets. If anybody else is a Yellow Jackets person,
that's another Paramount Plus show, right?
No, Showtime. Well, I guess it's Showtime, but I don't know if Showtime may be part of Paramount Plus now. I don't know. I can't keep up with the rules of this insane streaming landscape that we live in. I was just the other day when I was looking for like a flash press photo for something, and I was like, they moved press sites again.
Yep, that's wonderful. It's not exhausting at all.
Oh my gosh, Elektra. Yes.
Elektra, do you want to come on?
Oh my gosh, do you want to talk about Picard? I was so emotional. I don't know. It's like suddenly remembering that I like used to ship the hell out of Troy and Riker when I was much younger than I am now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I still ship them and they're 70. It's great.
I have no idea who they are, but it's,
I know you're letting me have my joy because nobody wants to come on and talk to us. So you guys get what you get.
Again,
I'm excited. Oh, did you see the new pictures from Doctor Who that came out today? Everybody looks very fabulous. Jinx Monsoon from Drag Race is going to come on the new season.
No worries, Electra. If you don't have a micro camera cooked up, that's fine. You can always use your phone if you want to, like Arusha did.
Right? Don't they look fabulous? I really love this new thing of Doctor Who is actually doing like promo stuff, which they didn't really do that much of. They didn't do enough of during the Jodie era. Oh, wait, here we go. They're merging Paramount Plus and Showtime into one streaming service. How am I supposed to keep track of all of this? So I guess that means Showtime is going to be part of Paramount Plus. That's what that sounds like.
I didn't even know Showtime and Paramount were even owned by the same company.
Yeah, they are. They're Viacom. They're owned by the same people as the CW. Well, ex-owners of the CW.
Well, technically, they actually own still 12%.
Much good may it do, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is very David Tennant.
I really love that they're going to like the 60s or something, I think. And
it reminds me of one of the episodes from season 2, or from series 2, I should say, in the UK.
Where like Rose has the poodle skirt, and they have the little bike.
Yeah,
Idiot's Lantern. It's the Idiot's Lantern. That's what it is.
Damn, Miss Lacy come remembering the titles and everything. Well, yeah, okay. Well, this picture said it all. Serving 60s. Yeah, this is clearly taking place in the 60s.
Yeah, but look how good they look.
They look amazing. When is this supposed to show a premiere?
Well, that one's season 14, so it's not going to be till next year because it's not going to be till after the anniversary special, which will be in November and will be the one with David Tennant.
Wait, we still haven't. Oh my god, we still haven't aired that yet?
Nope.
Oh, good lord! They're gonna have to explain how They're gonna have to explain like how he's back. Because I watched that ending and I'm like this makes no sense.
Nope, it does not. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm willing to trust it. I trust Russell. Hope I'm not. And Neil Patrick Harris is gonna be in it, and
that's gonna be so weird but so funny at the same time. Here's your first look at Jinx Monson in the character as the Doctor's most powerful enemy yet.
I don't know what enemy that is or supposed to be, but people are speculating it means that it might be a musical episode since she has all that musical stuff on.
Damn. Well, New Rachel asked, when is Doctor going to be on Disney Plus? Because I need to catch up on that too.
That's a great question. I don't know.
because I know they announced that logo, the new logo rebrand and so on, but like, when is it coming to Disney Plus? Where does it stream right now?
It was on. It might have actually been on HBO Max or AMC. I'm not sure. I think it was on HBO Max, which doesn't make any sense because it doesn't have any connection to HBO. If it was on AMC Plus, that would at least make sense because AMC Plus owns BBC America. But
late 2023 is all they are saying right now. So I don't think they've announced a date yet, but I think it's probably like going to be, if I had to guess, don't quote me because I don't have any sources within Doctor Who or anything like that.
I bet they'll try to do it before the anniversary. So
yeah, I think they will do it. They will do it. I think they will drop it in November, and then once the special anniversary has aired, that will be available almost immediately on Disney Plus. So that way, like, they can get those binging numbers.
I know they want people they'll want people to catch up.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Does anyone else want to come on and chat or flash with us? I posted the streamer link again in the chat.
Oh, check that! The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy is coming.
I did see that. That's iconic.
I will tell you that Tobey Maguire is still my Spider-Man. I love his Spider-Man.
Andrew is mine. Like, I love Tobey, I love Tom Holland, but like, I think Andrew is like the one that matches kind of like where I was at in life when those movies came out, because it was like right. I think it was when did the Amazing Spider-Man one come out? Was it 2012? Because I graduated high school in 2012, so like that summer would have it was 2012, yeah. So like it was right after high school, and it was kind of like a more like contemporary take on Spider-Man, which I really enjoyed. Well, why did Lacy become so quieter? No, I don't know why Lacy got so quiet.
I got distracted. I have the attention span of a very small moth.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no. Listen, I love Andrew. I love all three of them. There's never been a bad Spider-Man live action. But
I'm going to argue that even though my boy Toby's in it, Spider-Man 3 is pretty terrible.
Spider-Man. I said there's never been a bad Spider-Man. I didn't say a bad Spider-Man. There's been bad Spider-Man movies.
Okay. Yes.
There's never been a bad Spider-Man, but for me, I think Andrew is the one that I connect better to. Also, like, Andrew is iconic. Like, go watch Tick Tick Boom. Tick Tick Boom Boom. It's phenomenal. But if you like musicals, that's what you can check out. Let's see. I think if no one else wants to come on, I think we're gonna wrap it here. Actually, again, I know this was kind of very last minute, but I'm glad we actually got to do it at all and chat with some of you guys. And hopefully, here's the thing: who's to say?
I would do this. I would do this again and be like, let's talk about other things besides the Flash.
Yes, Drew, the chemistry between Emma and Andrew as Peter and Gwen were so good. I agree. But yeah, we will definitely do this again once we kind of figure out the new format of Flash Podcast after season 9 is over. 5 more episodes, 4 more episodes for me and Lacy, but 5 more episodes for you guys. Guys, tune in next Wednesday for episode 9 of The Flash with the return of Stephen Amell, Keenan Lonsdale as Wally West, David Rand as John Diggle, and the lovely, the magnificent Cinema Murphy as Bloodwork. And then, guys, we're getting into the final graphic novel. There is something blue happening. I don't know. People were talking about something blue before. I don't. Yes, Sky, please come on. We would love to have you come on at some point during a call-in show. So let's make it happen. But yeah, Lacy's interview with Daniel Pennebaker will be live on Den of Geek next week. Mine will be live on the Flash Podcast website next week, and so there's good stuff to come. But Lacy, where can people find you on social media? And I almost, good Lord, I almost fell over.
The drama.
Did you see? Like, because I'm like, why am I going down? Why am I going down? Where can we find you on social media and all your other projects?
I live at Lacy MB on Twitter, where I have officially lost my blue check mark because I am not giving that man a dime.
We're unverified together.
Freedom. I'm not giving that man any money. So if you see me with a verified check, it is not me. I am also Lacy MB virtually everywhere else online, and I'm trying out all the new Twitter clones, even though none of them have quite the same level of crazy as OG. As the OG platform. Of interest to this group, I am on the Flash beat at Den of Geek and also the Picard beat. So if anybody wants to read my very gushy review, you can go do that. And I host another podcast called Televisions about British TV, wherein I am sure I will talk about Doctor Who once we have new Doctor Who things to talk about. Thanks, guys. This was really fun.
Yeah, thank you all so much for coming on. It's been a blast. I finally get to talk to you guys. For so many of you, I've seen you guys for years in the chat, in our email section, our feedback section. So, again, without you guys, there would be no Flash podcast. We are all the Flash podcast. And that's a good reminder to remind everyone that We Are the Flash is one of the most iconic things that a show has ever said, that the Flash has ever said. So for all the fanboys that are angry that Iris said that We Are the Flash, sucks to be you, because We Are the Flash is iconic. What do you want me to say? That's a nice way I can put it. You can find me all over social media on Facebook. I'm not verified on Facebook. On Twitter, I'm not verified anymore. On Instagram, I am verified. On TikTok, I'm not verified. YouTube, Twitch, I'm not verified there either. At Vero, I'm verified. All at Anbacked. I'm also senior writer at ScreenRant.com. I have a lot of fun Titans interviews coming up. And what else do? I run Multiverse of Color, so you can check that out. And I also co-host Endless Multiverse with my friend Jordan, aka Chainsaw, on his channel on Fridays. So we're just going to play the plugs, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And, we usually say goodbye after the plugs. Anyway, I am all sorts of stupid today. So here are the plugs for where you can find the podcast at.
To find exclusive content and new episodes from the Flash Podcast, visit theflashpodcast.com. There you'll also find the latest info about the Flash TV show, movie, and comics.
TFP never strays far, so please find the Flash Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you should ever need us. And we need you to send us listener feedback on any of those platforms after each episode of The Flash. You can send your feels sporadically or wait for the graphic that appears every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, begging you to leave us your comments so we know you love us. XOXO, Gossip Flash.
Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the Flash Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to your podcasts. Want to support the Flash Podcast? Leave a review and 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, which helps more Apple Podcast users find the show.
Enjoy what we're doing? Then you should check out the entire DCTV Podcast Network at dctvpodcast.com, where we have amazing shows for The Flash, Superman Lois, all the ongoing and upcoming DC shows on HBO Max, the upcoming DC Studios movies, The Sandman, as well as DCTV After Dark and lots of other fantastic podcasts, all available at dctvpodcast.com. You can follow the network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram simply at DCTV Podcast. Last but not least, be sure to subscribe to the network's mega feed on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and everywhere else you listen to podcasts.
DCTV Podcast has its own TeePublic store, where you can get all sorts of fabulous Arrowverse and DCTV merchandise to broadcast your fandom in the real world. Click on the link in the show notes to start shopping and help support the network so we can keep making all these great shows. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/DCTV Podcasts and ring the notification bell for up-to-the-minute news about live broadcasts, exclusive interviews, special clips, and lots more.
And because we can never get enough of your beautiful words, you can also email The Flash Podcast at theflashpodcast@gmail.com anytime you want. Use it for longer listener feedback, questions about The Flash and DCTV, miscellaneous thoughts, or fanfic recommendations. We read every email, so don't worry, no Flash fan left behind.
I love our plugs. They make things easier.
I know, at least we don't have to do them for ourselves.
Indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna be it for this week's episode. Next week, we're back. Final 5 episodes. Get ready. The end is near, sadly, but it's gonna be a fun ride. So, from behalf of Tatiana and Breeze, I'm Andy B.
And I'm Lacy,
who loves Star Trek, and we'll see you next time. We will see you.
That's our next show. It's the Flash Podcast does Star Trek.
You know how many shows there would be? We will talk about this off air at some point. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week on the Flash Podcast. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.